Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Northside Independent School District welcomes you to Farris Stadium for the opening day of the 2024 6A-28 football season. We direct your attention to midfield at this time. We are pleased to welcome you to today's game. We want to take time tonight to recognize the dedication and sacrifice that our officials make to be a part of tonight's athletic event.
You're watching Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Gomez Law Firm. You're watching Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Gomez Law Firm.
Enjoy tonight's game, and please be respectful of our hard-working officials. Let's hear it from all of our officials throughout the state of Texas. Meeting at midfield are the officials and team captains from both schools. Your officials for tonight's game: referee Wayne Martin, umpire Leland Page, head linesman Zeke Segovia, line judge Thaddeus Chase, back judge Blake Fincher, field judge Will Cole, side judge Wale Okudu, timers Willie Branson, Lane Hendricks, and Craig Kirby. Captains for the Wildcats: number 1, Michael Linway; 2, Chauncey Moon; 8, Carl Little; 10, Evan Fine; 13, Cameron Grady; 34, Sean Losby; 43, Tristan Woodruff; 72, Rafael Sistos; 90, Jacob Reyes. Captains for the Bears: 0, Dylan Avalos; 8, Makai Thompson; 11, Souza McCullough; 56, Rosendo Quintero.
Sotomayor is the visitor. Got heads, tails. Heads, tails. What's your call? He said tails. It is tails. Sotomayor, the first and the second half. Brennan will receive.
To open the game, Sotomayor deferred. They will kick off, defending the south goal. Brennan will receive, defending the north goal. The administration of both schools have mutually agreed upon the officials for tonight's game. We ask you as students, parents, and citizens to demonstrate the kind of respect for these officials that you would extend to any dedicated person in a position of authority. Thank you. Now entering the field are student representatives from both schools meeting in exchange good fellowship and good sportsmanship. This game is being conducted according to the rules and regulations of the University Interscholastic League. Regardless of the outcome of tonight's game, all of the players have proven their willingness to work and sacrifice in order to achieve athletic excellence. We ask that as a spectator, you consider all the time and effort that each of these teams, coaches, and athletes put forward. Cheer these young athletes on, applaud them, but do not, through any of your actions, cause them to doubt the value of athletics. rise for the address and playing of the school songs. The address for this evening's game will be given by Brennan, Student Council, Energy and Environment Secretary, Angelica Ortiz.
Good evening, parents, teachers, and students, Farris and Wildcats. My name is Angelica Ortiz, and I'm very honored and thrilled to welcome you to our third game of the season. We are all set for a thrilling display of skill, teamwork, grit, and sportsmanship. As the players take the field, let's remember the hard work and dedication they put into reaching this exact moment. Each pass, tackle, and touchdown represents countless hours of practice, dedication, and determination. Every day is an opportunity disguised as a challenge. It is our job to accept that challenge and give it all we got, whether that's in football, school, or our everyday lives. This is a reminder to all that we are all humans. We make mistakes, but the mistakes we make do not define you, and definitely do not define who you are. So let's cheer them on with the enthusiasm they deserve, and show our supports for their efforts. Whether you're here to support your school, or just enjoy the love of the game, let's make this a memorable experience and make every second count. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Don't forget to cheer, shout, and get ready for some Texas football.
At this time, we will now have the playing of the Sotomayor alma mater under the direction of Joseph Espinoza. We will now have the playing of the Brennan alma mater.
Is Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Gomez Law Firm.
Good evening, everybody. You are looking live at Farris Stadium on San Antonio's northwest side. It's week 3 of Thursday Night Lights, and tonight it's a big-time 28-6A district opener for Sotomayor and Brennan. Good evening, everybody. Don Harris in the broadcast booth, along with my broadcast partner, Chuck Buchanan. Chuck, this is the time of year we really like because the games start to count. And with Brennan and Sotomayor, district rivals already, and Sotomayor is a relatively new program.
Indeed, they are. I think what's fascinating, I'm going to go out on a really long limb here. I think both of these teams are going to be playoff teams.
Yeah.
So what are we going to see tonight? Both of these teams have already showed really good early season flashes. They've also shown that, you know, there's still some work to be done, but because I think both of these teams are going to be playoff teams, what better way to kick off 28-6A than with these two teams going 10-10?
Yeah, and as always, we're going to see some really good players all season long that are college recruits. One of those guys is Michael Inway, a defensive back for Sotomayor who just keeps growing and who scouts are really noticing.
Yeah, there's no doubt, Don. This guy came by way of the basketball court. He was a freelancer on the football field, but this is probably his best sport. This guy is long, super athletic, Navy, Air Force, Cornell, amongst those already looking at him. He's going to get the toughest assignment every time he steps out on the football field, and more often than not, Mikey Inway is equal to the task.
Yeah, and you wouldn't be surprised by this, but oh yeah, Brennan has explosive players, and Makai Thompson heads that list all district last year as a sophomore.
Yeah, I mean, this is a guy that really can do it all. He can run, he can catch the ball, he really has worked on that part of his game. He's super elite at picking up the blitz. There's nothing this guy can't do. He's been a little banged up. You wouldn't know it by what he's been able to put on tape the first 2 weeks of the season, but they've got a two-headed monster down back there in the backfield. But when Makai Thompson is playing at his best, Brennan is playing at its best.
Yeah, and there's no question they're good again, beating Smithson Valley last week. That is a huge win. Up next, it's our Gomez Law Firm Keys to the Game. We're closing in on kickoff on Thursday Night Lights.
Right tackle 70, Nathan Todd. Right guard 74, Caleb Broken. Center 68, Joseph Romo. Left guard 56, Rosendo Quintero. Left tackle 54, Gabriel Nelson. Slot receiver 3, Malik White. Running back 8, Makai Thompson. Quarterback 7, Caden Glass. Head coach of the Bears, Stephen Basil.
You're watching Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Gomez Law Firm.
Welcome back. Yeah, you need a fan here tonight to heat us up a little bit this week. It's time for our Gomez Law Firm Keys to the Game. And Chuck, let's start with Sotomayor. What are the keys for Juan Morales and company?
Well, they've got to eliminate turnovers, Don. That was a bugaboo last week against against Brandeis. And when you do that kind of stuff, of course, you're going to get beat. So they want to make sure they protect the ball tonight. Also, Coach Morales wants to make sure that they are better on first down and not playing in these long down and distances that they've started to start the season. And then try to see if you can get a wrangle on some of these explosive players from the Brennan Bears.
Here's Coach Juan Morales.
We want to be able to have a great show against the Brennan Bears. He's established such a great team, and they have such great kids over there, great athletes. This is a great way to get it started. And then to have it spotlighted on Thursday Night Lights, you guys do such a great job. We're really looking forward to it.
All right, he's talking about those Brennan Bears, and Steve Bazer's got his guys, Chuck, after a little bit of a down year after they lost the DeVoses, they're back and ready to go.
There's no question about it. And I think for them, Don, their strength of their whole ball club is probably their defensive line. So they want to take advantage of some stuff that's going on with Sotomayor as they try to figure things out on the offensive line. Secondly, they too want to win the turnover battle in this ball game. Whoever wins it's probably going to win this game. And then secondly, or lastly, I should say, stay hot. I don't know that anybody got better more than Brennan did week 1 to week 2.
Here's Coach Steve Bazer.
As bad as we felt after Reagan and as good as we felt after Smithson Valley, those games are both over. all it's about right now is, Sotomayor and the Wildcats and getting ready for the first district game. Quick week. Game's on Thursday, so we got to, out of the frying pan into the fire and get ready to go against a great team.
All right, two good ones, two great coaches. It's going to be fun. When we come back, it'll be our national anthem as kickoff closes in at Farris Stadium.
Tonight's broadcast of Thursday Night Lights is sponsored by Taco Cabana, the Gomez Law Firm, Beluga Air, Central Med, Enroll SA, San Antonio Sports, Valero, San Antonio Zoo, Countywide Service Company, Christus Children's, ACNowSA.com, Rhino Roofers, San Antonio Ready to Work, Aaron Plumbing Today, Moonlight Ballroom and Conference Center, Living Way Church, San Antonio Metropolitan Health District, Premier Pros, IBEW, Vietnam Army Grunt Museum, and Monarch Trophy Studio.
We are about ready to get this thing going, so let's have our national anthem. We turn it over to the public address announcer, Lou Calusa.
Carrying the American flag and color guard cadet First Lieutenant Kate Plata. Carrying the Texas flag cadet Second Lieutenant Isabella Cabello. The American Guard cadet Second Lieutenant Emma De La Rosa. The Texas Guard cadet Second Lieutenant Jasmine Monet. At this time, we ask you to please rise and move your hats to honor America and the men and women serving in our armed forces throughout the world. Our national anthem this evening will be played by the assignment Sotomayor Wildcat High School Marching Band under the direction of Joseph Espinoza.
Coverage of tonight's national anthem is sponsored by the Vietnam Army Grunt Museum. Game Time Weather is sponsored by Air and Plumbing Today.
It is time for our Air and Today Game Time Weather, and it is 93 degrees. Chuck, a little toastier than we've been really lucky to have cool weather the first couple of weeks, but it was a little hot out there tonight.
Yeah, tonight I think the one difference that we've seen from the previous 2 weeks, Don, is the fact that there is no wind whatsoever here tonight. So maybe it feels a little more of the oven nature, but I'll tell you what, when we kick this thing off, it's going to be some football, and I think both coaches agree that, man, you couldn't have asked for a better night to play football and to start 28-6A.
All right, so Sotomayor won the toss. They've elected to defer, and so tonight's first half kickoff, sponsored by Rhino Roofers, and the Brennan Bears will be first to touch the football tonight, and we are underway. Nice high kick deep, going to get close to the end zone and gets there, and we'll have a touchback, and we'll see Brennan first. And the Brennan Bears just have a lot of explosive talent all over the field, including at quarterback. Caden Glass played a lot last year as a sophomore, put up big numbers, over 1,000 yards passing, 4 touchdowns running, 13 throwing the football. And of course, we talked about Mekhi Thompson, his very explosive running back, who lines up behind him here on first down and tried to get Sotomayor to jump, and it almost happened. Melvin Kahn lined up on the inside as a very explosive running receiver as well. And there's Thompson on first down with a big gain on first down. Picks up about 7.
It's fascinating to watch this young man run the football right. He's so good with his feet, very intentional, and always moving forward.
So that'll set up second down and 3 as Brennan goes trips right, and then they bring Thompson in motion. They throw that little bubble, but Sotomayor reading it nicely. And the Wildcats really happy about what they've got defensively with some of these young players. They've got some nice returners as well, but Juan Morales is really building a program from the ground up. As we take a look at the Sotomayor defense, you're going to hear a lot about Aaron Adejobi, the safety, number 21. He's got ridiculous speed and is a playmaker from sideline to sideline. Here's Thompson. He's got a seam, and he's got a big gain, and he is gone to the house. Touchdown, Brennan Bears. Mekhi Thompson, that opened up like the Red Sea.
You're not kidding. I don't know how you get this many guys in the box and get not even a finger on Mekhi Thompson. I mean, look at the hole that's created on the left side by this Brennan offensive line. I mean, this is just, Don, I reckon say you and I could have run through that hole. Maybe not at that speed, obviously, but mercy, what a great job by Romo Quintero and Nelson. Center to left there on your offensive line.
68 yards, just like that. Brennan's on the board. They'll try to add to it with the extra point here. The kick is up, and it is good by Emilio Valenzuela.
Well, that was one of the keys of the game, right? Stop the Brennan explosives. Well, not a good start for Sotomayor, to be sure. Early on here in the ball game, Brennan scores on its first possession.
Closed captioning for tonight's game is sponsored by Premier Pros.
Welcome back. There's Mekhi Thompson. Just like that, he's on the board with his Brennan Bears. A 68-yard touchdown run just 3 plays in, and just like that, Brennan's on top. They must have noticed something in the way that Sotomayor was lining up defensively, and they exploited it. And Chuck, you and I were saying during the break, not sure I've ever seen anything that wide open.
That is for sure. I can't think of anything not quite like it.
This kick will be fielded at the 20, taken across the 25 down to the 30 and just past the 30-yard line. So a nice little return there by Mikel Jonikins. And he's one of the guys they really like offensively. He plays receiver, number 14. And he's their deep threat. If they go long, it will be to Jonikins with his size. He's a 6'4" basketball player. Chauncey Moon is the guy that makes it all happen. Started on the freshman team last year as the freshman quarterback. He's undersized, only weighs about 175 pounds, but Coach Juan Morales says, see, he has a Mahomes quality to him in the way that he releases the football. It's a quick flick, and he's got really good arm strength, and he can beat you with his feet as well. So we'll see how the youngster does here on his first possession. Got a great name, Chauncey Moon. And on first down, he'll pitch it, coming this way, and a nice tackle coming up from the safety spot. Tim Cummings coming up to make the first contact, and we will be calling the name of Tristan Escobar a lot tonight, like we did last year when we had Brennan. Here's a look at that Sotomayor starting offense. Again, it's a good mix of young guys and veterans, while Julian Marquecho up front leads the way. They've got some explosive players. Jawan Johnson, another one of those receivers that can beat you. Cameron Grady, the sophomore running back, they're very high on him. Here's Moon keeping it himself. He finds a seam. Takes a big shot across the 40, but that's right at the stick, and I think he might have enough for a first down. They'll move the chains, and it will be a first down.
Yeah, as you see, Chauncey's twitch is off the charts, right? I mean, he has the ability to get it up and go, too, and he's kind of on Juan Morales' radar, Don, since he was in 8th grade and really worked on his throwing during the summer and uses a lot of wrist now. You want to see all the great ones like you talked about, Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers. They all got that extra wrist action in order to get a little more giddy up on the football.
So it's a San Antonio Zoo first down, and he keeps again, and he fights his way for a couple. Brennan's interior defense, which Steve Baser really loves, the veteran leadership of guys like Dylan Chapman and Dylan Avalos up front. Data Tollfree's up there as well. I think he's the 6th or 7th Tollfree to come through this Brennan program. And on the back end, Tristan Escobar. Just look out for him, number 2. He's going to play college football somewhere and made a lot of plays last year. Second down and long, and they'll pitch it to Grady, and he's got nowhere to go. As good penetration by that defensive front. Dylan Chapman, the first one to break through there, and he had plenty of help.
Yeah, I think this is going to be an interesting matchup tonight because, as we said at the onset, Brennan really feels like the strength of their ball club is right there on the defensive line. And, you know, Sotomayor kind of grows up within the season. They feel like they really have gotten a lot from their skill position guys and their quarterback, obviously, but the offensive line has been a little bit more of a work in progress here early on in the season.
3rd and 10, and that one snapped over the head of Little, who jumps on it. They kind of ran a Wildcat there and split out. Chauncey Moon to the top of the screen, and huge loss on the play. They'll have to punt it away as that ball was way too high for Carl Little.
Yeah, Carl Little's a guy that saw a lot of time at quarterback last year. They really felt like they need him outside, but he's definitely their emergency quarterback and is very capable of throwing the football, but not when he's having to chase it and pick it up off the ground.
So 2 returners back for this punt for Brennan. The ball is punted away right at the 15. Good kick on one hop that's taken by Escobar. And he's going to be brought down across the 40, about the 44, and that's where Brennan will have it. Up 7-0 when we come back. There's the Brennan Bears on our Moonlight Ballroom and Conference Center Smile Cam. New sponsor to TNL. And the Brennan Bears, boy, don't they always have a smile on their face?
I suppose they do.
It'll be 1st and 10, and the Sotomayor defense got to be telling themselves right now, we cannot have what happened on that last drive happen here.
Well, you got that right. You got to make it at least hard on them, right? I mean, you just run a guy over the left side and he busts one on you when you had every guy in place designed to stop that run specifically.
Matt Roy, always the third party of our broadcast crew. Let's go down to Matt. He's on the sidelines with Taco Cabana.
Don Chuck, happy to be here in another edition of Thursday Night Lights, especially when I'm joined by our representative from Taco Cabana, Brianna Cabello, today. How are you today?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Always good to see you as well. Happy to be here on TNL. You guys are our key sponsor once again this year. Why does Taco Cabana choose to once again give back to the community through TNL?
Yes, it's super important to us. We are here. San Antonio is our birthplace, and so it's important for us to give back to our community, to our hardworking teachers and our coaches and the players, everybody here, and giving back to the community is a key part of who Taco Cabana is.
What do you guys have cooking this month at Taco Cabana?
We have a lot going on and more to come. Something's always rolling out right now. We have the tortas that we had last week, which are awesome, the flamin' hot tacos, and we also have some surprises coming up in the next month or so. And then I did bring us
Yeah, you did. There's a couple reasons I love seeing you. One is our height difference is hilarious. Two, you always bring food. So thank you, Carlos. You can just throw it right on top. Perfect. So what do we have here today? We got
chicken flautas here. This is one of our packs. We have a 30-pack in our catering office, but this is going to be one of the packs that we have. Yeah.
Well, last week you left me hanging. You made me eat a torta all by myself. So this week you're doing this with me. Let's do the flautas here. You take one. I'll grab one. All right, here we go. We gotta dip it in the guac. All right, cheers. Salud. They're wonderful. They're delicious. Go to Taco Cabana. Back up to you guys.
Thanks, Matt. We have no shot at seeing those flautas in the book. That's a snack for Matt. As you can see, he's a gargantuan of a human being. What's Matt? 6'7", 275?
He's 7'8".
7'8". Yeah, he's giant. Here's a handoff to the young man Thompson that scored the last time, and he dances forward for about 4, and he's a little slow to get up. Took a shot there on his lower leg going down. They've picked up one San Antonio Zoo first down, but Sotomayor has bowed up a little bit. It's going to be 3rd down.
We like to see what Brennan is all about here early on. It's a lot of ground and pound and slow kill you, and then they will drop back and pass. They've obviously got a great quarterback and great receivers, but it's all about establishing the run and then try to beat you over the top.
Bring in Escobar from the defensive side. He's split up to the top of your screen. 3 wides total. He looked that way on the bubble to Escobar. He's got it, but he ran into his own man. Had a chance at that first down marker, but ran into Gabriel Nelson, the left tackle, who drifted out there to block, and they just had a collision. So it'll be 4th down, and Steve Baser looks like he's changing personnel to punt it.
That was a great design play. You're right. That looked like that was going to be an easy first down, but sometimes the traffic just doesn't match up the way you want it to.
So Donovan Lard will come out to punt it away to Evan Fine of Sotomayor, who is getting his first look as a punt returner this week. He calls for the fair catch and takes it right there on the 12. And Sotomayor will try to march down the field and tie this up. 7-0 Brennan Bears mid first quarter.
Welcome back to Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Gomez Law Firm. We are joined by a very familiar face. If you were watching TNL about, 10 years ago, 11 years ago?
16 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
I know Don and Chuck up top will keep me honest here, but yeah, 2007-ish.
2007-ish, you would hear Ernie Zuniga on the call instead of Don and Chuck, but now he's here representing the Gomez Law Firm. Ernie, good to see you as always. Why do you guys choose to be the presenting sponsor again this year? Why do the Gomez Law Firm continue to help out young kids?
I was honored when they asked me to be here tonight. They've been so great to me since I left the TV station, and we've done a lot of good things together. But, it's like I tell people, Gomez Law, they've got the legal stuff down. I mean, they've been fighting for people, and they've got that down. They've been doing it for 50 years. You do anything for 50 years, you're doing something right? What I want people to know is the charitable component, the giving, the philanthropic stuff that the Gomez, family has done. Joe Gomez is a former student athlete, a product of Lanier, built, his law firm and has grown it for the past 5 decades. And they do so many things, including, promote TNL in the spirit of supporting, young people and student athletes. And so it's an honor to be here tonight on their behalf.
What makes them different than the other law firms? I know that they've been doing it for 50 years. They're from here in San Antonio, but what's that secret sauce? I
mean, there's plenty of firms out there. I mean, yes, I'm a little biased. I'm wearing their shirt, but I mean, I've gotten to know this family very well, and it's Joe Gomez is on the commercials, right? But it's Mrs. Gomez, Carmen. It's Natalie Gomez, who's in law school right now and who will eventually take over the firm. Joseph Gomez. That whole family just does everything the right way. They're very active in the Fiesta community, which I'm very passionate about. And it's just a giving mentality and a giving spirit. Like I said, the legal stuff they've got. Don't ask me any legal questions, by the way, Matt, because I'm no good at you.
I'm coming to you for representation.
No. I got a guy, though. I got a guy. Yeah, but no, like I said, I love everything about them, and I'm thrilled to be here tonight.
We're happy to have the Gomez Law Firm on tap. We do have Chris Koppis has a little present. So this right here, he went into the archives. You and Dean Radla, our GM over at SPG San Antonio. Yeah, you want your glasses to look at that one?
I need my readers. Who's this guy?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit less white hair in that photo.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say TNL will age you, but I think those guys, they know a little something about gray hair up there, but they know I love them. So.
Chuck doesn't know anything about gray hair. I don't know what you're talking about.
They're like Benjamin Button up there. They age in reverse, but
if only I can age as well as all of you guys. All right, I already have a little bit.
You're in the wrong business then.
Hey.
The women love gray hair, so it's all good. You'll be fine.
My wife loves it too. Hopefully. Anyway, back up to you guys.
Yeah, Chuck's has turned gray and mine is turned away.
You're hanging in there, man. Keep fighting. I feel you. As soon as I look in the mirror, and it feels like it's a golf course in the wintertime. There's some grass up there, but hanging on a lot.
Another good play by the Brennan defense as Sotomayor is really backed up. By the way, great to see Ernie, one of the best guys you'll ever know, and proud of him and what he's doing now. He's good. Everybody in San Antonio knows Ernie, and
everybody loves Ernie. There's no doubt about that. And well earned for Ern.
Third down and 18. Quarterback standing on his own goal line. Try to run like an inside zone read and get a little breathing room for the punter. Did not go very far. Did Grady. And so on 4th and 18, they'll have to punt it away deep in their end zone. And field position looking really good Brennan's way right now.
Lost his hat in there too. I mean, do a little better job of blocking up front. If you're Sotomayor, I mean, you got to get some yards away from your end zone, and there was no reason why that shouldn't have gone for more than it did. Great job by that scout, Brennan D-line.
Jesse Perez stands about 8 yards deep, gets a great kick, turned it over, fielded at the 48 by Escobar, and he's got a lot of room to run. He'll be taken down near the 35-yard line, caught the 37 after a nice return. But a heck of a punt there as Perez turned over that spiral.
Great job by Sotomayor coming down and covering that up because Escobar is one of the most dangerous athletes in the entire area.
Time for one of our player profiles as we take a look at, brought to you by IBEW Local 60, and that's Nathan Todd, big senior offensive lineman, 6 foot 200, 2-year letterman. And he's an honor roll student as well, and Always impressed with everything that these kids do in the classroom as they throw the slant on first down. That's read nicely and not going very far thanks to good coverage there by the Sotomayor defense and Isaiah Espinoza.
Yeah, had a pick last year, and really, again, Don, this is the third week in a row. You come look at these teams, they're just so big and strong, just across the board. I mean, you don't see any mighty mites out there, that's for sure.
Here's Thompson. He's going to have some room again here. Can he get to the edge? He does. Can he have enough speed to score? He does. Touchdown, Makai Thompson, his second of the game. That one for 29, excuse me.
No, you're right, Don. I mean, yeah, 29 yards, and there's speed, and then there's just lightning. They got a dual-headed monster back there, thunder and lightning, although I'm not so sure that 8 couldn't be both of those guys. But, man, you get to the edge, you get to the zone, and nobody does it quicker than 8.
Part of a school record 4x100-meter relay. He was a regional finalist in the 4x200-meter. So he's a track guy all the way, in addition to a fantastic football player. And the best part about it, he's got a perfect attendance award at school. All-district running back a year ago, and looks like he could be that and more this year as a junior. All-district as a sophomore. Fantastic. Let's flash back to last year. Here we go, 3rd down and 9. Love goes in motion. Glass looks right. Now he's got a man out there one-on-one. And he breaks the tackle to the 50. Thompson to the 20. Thompson, touchdown, Brennan. Didn't look like a sophomore there. Looked like a senior, and he's back for his junior year, and already he's got 2 scores tonight. And right at 100 yards rushing, 109.
And he's not 100%.
On 5 carries.
Yeah, I mean, it's just astounding how this guy keeps adding to his arsenal, right? I mean, I think that there was a deficiency early on in his career. It's hard to say. I mean, obviously, you get on the field at Brennan as a freshman and a sophomore, you must be elite, but he's really worked hard on catching the football out of the backfield. You know, this guy's something else.
So Brennan will kick it off to Sotomayor. That's dangerous territory there. Fielded inside the 5-yard line and taken down just across the 11 is Jawan Johnson, and he did a pretty nice job of getting something there, because that ball checked up and was difficult to turn into anything. Flag down.
We had some extracurriculars. I mean, 28-6A heating up here in a hurry tonight at Farris Stadium.
By the way, how about a clean game so far? This is the first time we've had a stoppage, first or second, with a penalty. Our crew tonight, led by Dwayne Martin, the referee. Dr. Leland Page is the umpire. Zeke Segovia, the headline judge. Thad Chase, the line judge. And so you'll also see that it was a personal foul on Brennan. It'll be a 15-yard walk-off, and so good field position. Even though that kick was fielded inside the 5 and they didn't get much, that penalty gives them decent field position.
Yeah, that's something they haven't enjoyed so far in this opening quarter, but man, very incumbent upon Sotomayor to try to get something going here on offense, because Brennan 2 for 2 to start this ball game getting punches.
So it's a San Antonio Zoo first down for the Sotomayor Wildcats. Chauncey Moon will have a pre-snap penalty here. Blow the whistle and see there was movement up front. And I jinxed him, Chuck, about how clean this game would be.
Oh, it's all right. Long night. And yeah, clean game so far up until the last couple of plays, but again, I hate to say that this is a big series in the ball game, but just in order to quell the momentum that Brennan has come out here with tonight, it'd be nice if Sotomayor could pick up at least a couple of first downs here and get the clock moving.
That one going nowhere. And again, that defense up front by Brennan, we heard a lot about their star defensive players. Gage Brown, one of those. He's got offers from Permian Basin and A&M Kingsville.
But yeah, Chapman, Avalos, Tollfree, McCullough. I mean, this is not a fair fight right now.
He's second down and 18. Moon, little counter, and that goes nowhere. As again, helmets fly off, and guys like Data Tollfree and Dylan Avalos are right there to stop everything. Dylan Chapman also on the tackle.
Yeah, I mean, some misdirection and some counter stuff, and you know, it's just nothing is working right now. You may just have to go up to the old smash mouth and plow straight ahead. See if you can get something going that way.
Third down and 19. And again, just nothing doing on that front four of the Brennan defense. Dylan Chapman, Dylan Avalos, Data Tollfree, Souza McCullough, linebacker with Gage Brown coming up there. It is full team defense.
Yeah, I mean, they got lots of returners up there. Chapman and McCullough were talking about big time playmakers as you're seeing, and then Tollfree and Avalos doing a good job of eating up space and making a push.
So Sotomayor will punt it away from their own 5-yard line. And they've got themselves a punter. That's another really good kick by Perez all the way back to the 35-yard line. But Escobar's got some speed and some room and takes it across midfield inside Sotomayor territory. Big hit. That's a collision of the game nominee right there. But Brennan will have good field position inside Sotomayor's side of the field.
Yeah, it seems like Escobar, every time we do a Brennan game, that guy does something, right? He's been really a joy to watch over the years. A tremendous player. And obviously, you're sticking him on offense and defense. This guy can do everything. Turn kicks. Gavin Escobar.
This will be the last play of the quarter. They'll hand it inside to Thompson, and he's got room to go for about 2, and that'll take us to the end of the first quarter. It's been all Brennan Bears. They lead it 13-0 after one missed extra point, but total domination by Mekhi Thompson in that Brennan offensive rushing game. Second quarter action from Farris Stadium. It's the district opener between Brennan and Sotomayor when we come back. Game highlights, first quarter action. The Red Sea parted for Mekhi Thompson, and there was nobody within 10 yards of him as he went 68 yards for the first score of the game. And then he showed his track speed going outside for 29 more. It's been the Mekhi Thompson show. And all Brennan Bears, they lead at 13-0 here going to the second quarter.
Yeah, I thought what was fascinating about that, Don, is we had a flash of him on the sideline. He was wearing a bandana. It didn't look like it even had a crease in it. He's making it look awful darn easy here this evening.
Sweat, yeah.
Unless he got the heavy starch, but mercy. 5 carries, 109 and 2. Yeah, you'll take that every day.
Something tells me he might get some rest in the second half. As Sotomayor bows up on defense here, 2nd down and 7 for the Brennan Bears. Back to pass, going deep, and there was a confusion as he looked for Thompson deep. Thompson cut it off to the post and got a little something to say to those DBs.
Yeah, I think there were some words exchanged, and all he did was point at the scoreboard. It's like, you may want to save it for later. Because right now, it's all us.
It is 3rd down, and we'll call it 8. Go to fake to Thompson, roll out, boot, caught. 1st down and more inside the Central Med red zone, all the way down inside the 5-yard line, and that's Xavier Victor, the sophomore. Or check that. My bad. That's Melvin Kahn, the senior.
Well, all I know is Caden Glass rolling out, just dropped a zipper on his receiver, man. That thing was ripped.
1st down and 10. Thompson looking for his 3rd score of the game, and he's got it inside the cone for the touchdown. 3 TDs already for Mekhi Thompson, and Chuck, that speed is just deadly.
It really is. You can't say enough about the guys that are setting the edge, too, on the side. Look at this. He doesn't get contacted until he's already in, but there was the play that set up the score. Great pitch and catch. One play later. Great job out there. Who was that? That was Nathan Todd, the big senior offensive lineman setting the edge, and 8's going to get the 6 again. Bandana still looks at lead.
They missed 1 extra point tonight. High snap, good hold to get that down. Nice job. And the kick is up and good. And it is 21-0 Brennan Bears here in the district opener. We're just underway in the 2nd quarter.
3rd time's the charming.
Welcome back to Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Gomez Law Firm. Staying here with another one of our sponsors, Joe Corchado of Beluga Air. Joe, how are you tonight?
Good, and yourself?
I'm doing well. Always a good night when I'm watching some high school football. So I got one question for you. Why Beluga Air?
Why Beluga Air? In 2018, when I opened the company, the main thing was to give morals and ethics in the HVAC industry, make sure that we're giving you the service that you deserve. Again, Beluga Air's mission statement is be reliable, dependable, and efficient service.
What sets Beluga Air apart from the other HVAC services around San Antonio and to help meet San Antonio's needs?
The main thing that sets us apart is being a 5-star company doesn't mean that we're perfect. What it means is that we will own up to our mistakes. We take credibility of our actions. That's why, that sets us apart from other HVAC companies. We do take responsibility for our actions.
You guys, we're having a whale of a time, pun intended, down here. Don, Chuck, we'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
All right. Roy pulling it all together. Well done, sir.
appreciate Joe. He gets a lot more airtime than we do. And we appreciate that. The spots are really good commercials, too.
Indeed.
That's right. Don't blow your money. Call Beluga Air. Simple but effective. And it's a new first down, a San Antonio Zoo first down for the Sotomayor Wildcats. And they, Chuck, are just having a really time establishing anything. Most likely it's that defensive front from Brennan is just really too good, whipping them up front.
Yeah, and then you got a guy like Jahari Jones coming up from his safety spot, read that one all the way, and he comes in and makes a play. It's just, there's so much speed and agility and just ability to read what's going on right now for Brennan that it's really something to watch. They're really teeing off.
Loss on the play will make it second down and 13. And there's a blitz from the outside. You were just talking about it. The speed from the edges. And that time it's toll free. Check that. Souza McCullough coming off the edge.
Yeah, just play was going to be designed to go to the right, but you got to make sure you don't let somebody run unabated, as they say, right to the quarterback. I mean, that was
looked like another 11 off the edge.
Yeah, looked like I was thinking 13 for the Cowboys.
Yeah. So third down and 19. And now they show a little Wildcat action with Grady at the QB spot. And there's a delay of game, so they'll back that up another 5. And it'll be third down and 24 as things go from bad to worse. Maybe a quick kick here? Maybe you think that's why they've got him lined up there? Said it's a keeper and almost picked off after tipped twice by Carl Little. Nice play design. Chauncey Moon faked it to Grady, threw it to Little, and I thought Little, if he could bring that in, would have some room to run. But it bounced off of him. It was almost intercepted.
Yeah, I mean, the rhythm of every play on offense is just being disrupted right now. And great job by Chauncey Moon just to find some time, extend the play, and then get the ball downfield. But just not able to make a connection. And Sotomayor runs the punt team out again.
And, man, their punter has been impressive tonight. Here's Perez again. Another one. He turns over and backs it all the way up to the 45-yard line. It's taken there, and reversing field coming this way is Escobar, and he's across the 45 again. So we're seeing two impressive guys on the special teams. Jesse Perez is just, I haven't not seen a kick yet that he didn't spiral and turn over. Hadn't been 55, 60 yards in the air. And then every single time, Escobar does a great job of nullifying that with a nice return.
Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, you think about how many athletes they got at Brennan, right? Both of these schools, actually. But, I mean, if you got a guy like Escobar that has earned the right to be your punt returner, what kind of athlete is Steve Baser telling he's got? Woo!
Hit as he throws, took a shot, and still delivered a ball out there that could have been caught. Caden Glass, impressive arm, and that they hit him right in the face as he let it go.
Yeah, boy, you're right. He took a heck of a shot there. Barreling in was Tristan Woodruff.
Matt Roy delivering flautas to the broadcast booth as if to say, hey, quit saying that I always eat all the food.
Well, there's only a few crumbs here left.
Going deep, got a man in single coverage down there, and incomplete again, but boy, you can see that arm strength of Caden Glass, the young junior, on the roll there, flicked it down there about 45 yards.
Yeah, not bad at all, but even better coverage out there by Hayden Jenkins, the senior, going stride for stride, and no chance of completing that one.
Brennan sending signals in. It's 3rd down and 10. 9:17 to go here in the second quarter.
You really feel like at this point in the ball game, with as much success as Brennan is having on defense, that you might be able to work on some things on offense here too.
Only got 3 seconds to snap it, and now Bazer's going to take a timeout. And that clock was stopped. The game clock was stopped, so I think really it was just because they wanted to talk it over and have a little more time. It's 21-0. Brennan over Sotomayor, 9:17 to go, and a 3rd down conversion when we come back. Looking at Farris Stadium, where tonight it's time for our our Moonlight Ballroom and Conference Center Smile Cam. Always love the Smile Cam. Kids having a great time out here on a Thursday night, on a school night. Some great extracurricular activities, not just for football, but cheer squads and bands, spirit groups as well. Always fun to bring it to you, as we always do now for 16 years on Thursday Night Lights. And it's a 3rd down. Conversion time. They run a reverse to Escobar. Cuts it up inside. He's going to be close. Has now the 1st down, and he's still on his feet. Chuck, he just willed his way there.
I mean, is there anything this guy can't do? Give him the ball on 3rd and forever, and I mean, foot in the ground. I mean, this guy just looks like next level athlete every time you see him.
And a worthwhile timeout as they ran a nice little play call there with that reverse counter. Here's Caden Glass now with the San Antonio Zoo 1st down. Hands it inside. And that will bring us inside the Central Med red zone.
Nothing fancy about that. This is good old-fashioned smash mouth right there, which Brennan has had a lot of successful plays already doing that here this evening, as the score would indicate.
Escobar giving Thompson a breather there, but Thompson's back in now. Give credit to that line that you're looking at right there. Joseph Romo, 6'1", 235. He's a senior kind of captain of that offensive front, playing center, all district a year ago. Fake it to Thompson, sling it out, and it's completed for a gain of about 4. That's Ashton Hamilton on the reception. Nice catch.
Sure was.
Off his fingertips. So 3rd down and about 3. And what are the odds we get Makai Thompson here? Got him to jump. This might be a free play. No flags yet. Throws the back shoulder, and it's picked off in the end zone. And it's going to be a touchback. I never saw a flag, but it looked like Sotomayor jumped. Brennan's offense still out there asking, where's the flag? And it's an interception and a touchback.
Well, let's take a look. Yeah, I don't think there's any question about that. And there's no doubt that that's what Brennan was thinking, right? You got a free play, so no matter what happens, it's going to come out on our end. But unfortunately for them, flag was not thrown, and Sotomayor catches a big old break here in the second quarter.
Aaron Adejobi, we talked about his speed. Big-time athlete that Juan Morales really likes, number 21, and he comes up with the Oski. And that'll mean San Antonio Zoo, or check that, Countywide Service Company, first down for the Wildcats. Moon on the toss to Grady. Again, 5-yard loss or more because of the incredible speed of that Brennan front, and the flags fly. There's 2 or 3 down now. And Chuck, what does it say about Brennan being held and still making plays like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's every single play down there on the other end of the line of scrimmage here.
So it'll be second down and a mile again. Juan Morales' guys playing way behind the sticks tonight.
Yeah, and that was one of the keys, right? Don't do it, but now you can't help it. The way Brennan's playing on defense, this is just unbelievable.
They've switched quarterbacks. They run a little reverse to the speedy wideout, and he's going backwards and going nowhere. And it's just complete domination by the people up front. And it seems to be a different guy every single time. That time it was Data Toll-Free, but he's been joined by Chapman and Avalos and McCullough, and they're just unblockable.
I think in some regards, yes, Don, and in some regards, it's just we got people that aren't necessarily giving out effort right now. I mean, it's something that's got to be taken care of here soon, because, I mean, this is just like too easy right now for Brennan. Not saying that they're not a handful, but got to see more from Sotomayor up front.
There's an inside handoff to Grady and positive yardage. One of their better running plays of the night. Pick up 7 or 8, but it'll be fourth down, and they'll bring out that fantastic Jesse Perez. He's a kicker as well. He's done a good job kicking field goals this year, but I'll tell you what, if he keeps punting the ball at 60 yards a clip, he might play at the next level.
I would say so, right?
It's the first one that he knuckled. Still a good kick down to the 45. And that ball might have come out. It did not. And it's Brennan's football just across midfield. Should give us time to tell you that we make it every week. Here on TNL, we highlight teams that are making the difference in our communities with the Beyond the Game program. Let's hear more about San Antonio sports and the Beyond the Game from Jenny Carnes and Valero.
Beyond the Game is an initiative that works with all area school districts to encourage high school and middle school teams and individuals to make a difference within their student population and serve our community. We know that students who participate in team sports are setting the foundation for their future in the workplace by learning teamwork, unselfishness, and respect. This program recognizes high school and middle school teams and individuals for working together to make a difference in our community.
The principles of integrity, respect, teamwork, excellence, and community service are central to Valero's culture. We are excited to team up with Beyond the Game to honor students who are dedicated to making meaningful contributions on and off the field.
Having Valero as a teammate for Beyond the Game will help this program continue to positively impact more teams, coaches, and families. 4 teams will be recognized in the San Antonio High School All-Star Football Game in the Alamo Dome. If you want to nominate, you can visit sanantoniosports.org to learn more about the program and nominate teams and individuals today.
Always appreciate Jenny Carnes and Valero for all they do with the Beyond the Game program. It's our honor to run it every single week, and we are always amazed at the good things being done by all these teams, from middle school teams, high school teams, and the community service that they provide all over San Antonio and South Texas. Long conversation here as they talk it over, and after the change of possession, Brennan will have the football and a 21-0 lead.
Yeah, it's been fascinating to watch like the first part of this ball game to see what's going on right now. It looked like there was an extended conversation amongst the defensive guys, but Coach Morales spent an inordinate amount of time there on the sideline talking to his offense. I mean, you got some teachable moments for the young program here about picking it up. You know, this is a league game, and this is what you're going to get in league play. Let's go.
Fired up there on their defensive side.
Well, that's one guy you don't ever have to worry about right there when you're talking about the Sotomayor Ball Club. 34, Sean Wasley. Pay good hard cash to watch that guy play the game each and every night. I mean, that guy's already come in and made a few plays here this evening, but not a surprise. An all-district type player. Sean Wasley is one heck of a dude.
Play of the week nominee last week with his return for touchdown. Thompson bouncing it outside and does with that speed and gets slung down across the 45. There's a flag back at the 44 of Sotomayor.
Yeah, let's see if there was a hold on the outside here. It looked like the edge was going on, but it's hard to see. You know, there was a couple of guys had each other engaged, but it didn't look like a whole lot. But let's see what they got. I did not see the horse collar, did you?
Yeah, I wasn't sure it was a horse collar the way he grabbed him. Grabbed him and kind of slung him down. Didn't look like your traditional horse collar, although he did tackle from behind.
Yeah, that's fairly traditional.
Yeah. This is a better angle.
Yeah. Good job by the guys in blue.
Get him where you can.
And sometimes it comes down to that, especially with the way that these guys can run for Brennan.
Trips to the right-hand side for Caden Glass, who's already shown tonight he could sling it. Throws the bubble to Thompson, and again, Sotomayor, maybe inspired by that pep talk from Juan Morales, is there to snuff it out, and now it's Brennan playing behind the chains, a loss on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 15, so maybe they just needed a little pep talk. As we look at Sean Wasley, we talked about him, 2-time All-District, National Honor Society team captain, just a star on our IBEW players profile.
Yeah, this guy has led the team in tackles 2 years running, and there's no reason to think that won't be the case again this year.
So we'll see what Brennan draws up here, 3rd and long. They got a 21-0 lead, so might as well check out your playbook. And he goes deep down the left-hand side to one of those explosive receivers that they have, Melvin Kahn. And incomplete, set up 4th down, and for the first time in a while, Brennan will have to give it back up.
Yeah, great job, though, by the big fellas up front for Brennan. I mean, that's about as clean a pocket as you could ask for to throw in. Early nomination for best do, too, from Caden Glass. That's elite level hair, dude.
Donovan Lard to punt it away. Fine to return it. He calls for a fair catch, takes it right at the 25. And you've heard us talk about the band grant. Thanks to Christus Children's, it's a $5,000 band grant. One of the high school bands featured on TNL this year is going to win that $5,000 grant because of your votes. Scan the QR code on your screen or visit cw35.com/station/contests. You must be 18 and live in our viewing area to vote. The $5,000 band grant is sponsored by Christus Children's. Seen some great bands already. Don't forget to stick around for our halftime show tonight. And once we get to these big 6A games and get to this time of the year when they start putting together their contest shows, boy, the talent level on these bands is just amazing. 1st down. It's Fine playing quarterback, and he slings it out to Little. So they're looking for a little bit of a spark here by changing QBs.
Yeah, they want to do something to spark this offense, and the guy that can really throw it around the field, Evan Fine. A nice pitch and catch right there, because obviously the running game is non-existent to this point. Let's see if you can have a quarterback and get something going with the arm and see if you can't do it through the air.
Fine rolling, now firing, makes a smart play to throw it out of bounds. Didn't have anything there, but you can see that Evan Fine has an arm on him, baseball player as well. Played a lot of quarterback last year, had 67 attempts as a sophomore, and threw for 373 yards and 4 touchdowns. They like the talent of Moon and what he offers for the future, but they do have some experience with Fine here. Grady's lined up back there with him as they send 3 to the top of your screen left. And it inside to Grady. He breaks a tackle. That gives him 2 tackles and a big collision right at the 40. He survived that and moves the sticks. So there's the spark that Juan Morales wanted.
Yeah, that's what you're going to have to do at this point in the game, right? Just do some quick hitters, and man, Cameron Grady sure looks smooth for a sophomore, man. Big old boy, too. Jeez.
It's countywide service company first down here as Fine's got them on the move, but that ball may have come out as he handed it to Cameron Grady. If so, he got back on it. Big collision right at the line of scrimmage. Souls McCullough there. There's a second look at it. Yeah, sure enough, it was on the ground. Dylan Avalos with the cause fumble. But Cameron Grady was there to fall on it, the sophomore. And they'll send 3 wide to the right here on second down and long. Fine stepping out in at quarterback and not missing a beat. Seems to be confident. Going deep. Nice ball down the field. And boy, what a throw. Incomplete. Looking for a pass interference call. Was the intended receiver, Javon Johnson. But what a nice ball.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, feeling the heat, throwing away from his body. I mean, that's about all you can do. Laid it up there just a smidge too tall. Hard to believe you get out throw one of your receivers throwing off your back foot like he did, getting rid of it, but really well done too on the back end by the Brennan Bears, especially Aiden Martin back there. Just another sophomore.
Another sophomore, Aiden Martin. Inside handoff, trying to stretch it, and now goes down is Grady. Tristan Escobar, guess who? Snuffing that one out, and it's going to be 4th down, and Brennan's going to take a timeout here to talk this over with 1:41. They want to stop the clock, get the ball back. And we're back in 15 seconds.
Do you know a San Antonio teen in 7th to 12th grade looking for ways to get involved in the community? They can apply to be a Project Worth Teen Ambassador today. For more information, visit our website or call 210-207-8850.
So here we go, 4th down for Sotomayor, and this is a good call by Juan Morales. I know that you're going to have some possessions where you're going to eventually have to score the football, but Brennan wanting it back with 1:41 to go, and the way this kid has punted the ball, you can at least flip the field here and make it a little more difficult for Brennan. And Perez kicks that one to Escobar. He's had a lot of good returns tonight. Brings this one up across the 25 and across the 30, out to about the 32-yard line. And so Brennan only has 1 timeout, though, with a $1:30. Hey, by the way, Carlos Sanchez, always loving high school football, was out at the Brennan pep rally this morning, and the Toon Squad was out there fired up. Always great to see this many kids enjoying the extracurricular activities of high school sports and activities, and they were having a lot of fun.
Well, it's been all Brennan here, obviously, in the first half, and calling over a trainer to look at Gavin Escobar after that punt return to look, I think, at one of his ankles, but I hope nothing's wrong with that guy, especially as vital as he's been to the proceedings here this evening.
2nd down and 6 after the short 4-yard gain by Caden Glass. 1:05 to play here. And Brennan with just 1 timeout. So he's looking to the sideline to get that out of bounds. And he completes it to Melvin Kahn, team captain and a big-time receiver from a year ago.
Yeah. Melvin and Donnie are their top guys. And, you know, Melvin was banged up last year and ready to unleash the fury this year.
3rd down and short as clock is stopped at 56 seconds to go. They hand it to Thompson. He breaks the first contact. We'll see if Baser wants to stop the clock here. It stops for a moment to move this change, so he'll probably won't use the first down. That's a new countywide service company first down. He won't use the timeout, rather. Glass is rolling out, fires. That's complete. That's another first down. That's Johnson, or Kahn, rather. And Kahn's got a nice pickup all the way down to the 30. Gets out of bounds even more wisely than that and stops the clock.
Yeah, I had a TD against Smithson Valley, and I don't think he was fully healthy this summer either, but getting healthier week to week, and boy, you see how well he can pick it up and put him down.
Throw it out to Thompson in the flat with his speed. Gets across the 30. Only takes a few seconds off the clock, so they've got 31 seconds. And, you know, if you're a coach, this is up 21-0. This is also just great practice for running 2-minute offense here.
Yeah, and they're really doing a good job, right, in small windows and with rhythm and timing and tempo. Just really looks nice and clean, moving it up and down the field.
2nd and 5. Throw that into the flat. That's complete. And another gain out of bounds right at the 18-yard line inside the Central Med red zone. It's another countywide service company first down. And again, it only takes a few seconds off the clock, 5 to be exact. 26 seconds to go, and now Sotomayor wants to talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool when you can get 10 yards of crack and you're only moving the clock about 5 seconds. Here you go, little sprint out, little dime time, pushed out of bounds, fresh set, and nary nothing off the clock.
26 seconds to go here. It has been a first half dominated by Makai Thompson and the Brennan Bears. Thompson with 117 yards on 9 carries and all 3 touchdowns on this opening district game for both teams. After Brennan came off a win at Smithson Valley, that's a tough place to play. Larry Hill's Rangers always very good. Brennan played near perfect to beat them 24-13 last week.
Yeah, we talked about it at the onset, right? Did anybody make as big a leap from week 1 to week 2 as Brennan? And then here they are tonight. And I mean, we talked to Coach Soto this week, and he made no bones about it. It's like, if you got to play Brennan, you know, we respect the you-know-what out of them. These guys, you'd rather play them now than when they're really rolling later in the year. They look like they've been pretty darn good here tonight so far, to be sure.
All right, Glass fakes and then flips the reverse. It's a reverse pass, and it's caught for a touchdown. Melvin Kahn going to Donovan Lard. A little Philly special action for the Brennan Bears.
Yeah, you like to see these kind of things that Juan Soto likes to dial up. Juan Morales likes to dial these kinds of plays up, and Steve Baser got him one tonight. Everybody focusing on Melvin Kahn, and why not? Because of what he can do when he catches the football, but not a bad little throw there either.
18 seconds left, and Brennan puts together a nice 2-minute scoring drive with only 1 timeout left. They march right down the field. Caden Glass was efficient, throwing the ball to the edges, getting out of bounds to stop the clock, and they cap it off with a bit of a trick play there on the reverse pass.
Yeah, really good design. Everybody biting.
These are, two coaches that love going at each other because they came up together in the coaching ranks as assistants over at John Jay. And then Steve Baser, when he got the job at Brennan, hired Juan Morales to work there, and Morales was there before he left for Highlands. He turned that program around, went to Holmes, turned that program around, and they were joking today they're good buddies, but not this week. This week they're going to go at each other, and Steve Baser with a little needle to the rib cage there, up 21-0 and running a trick play to make it 28-0 at the half.
Well, the mutual respect for both of these guys, I mean, it's pretty apparent, and I enjoyed, and I know you did too, Don, talking to both of these guys this week, but I still remember Coach Morales and the job he did in that 2017 All-Star game. That was about as much fun as you could possibly have watching a team prep for a week, and then they get to unleash the fury in that ball game.
Yeah, he did a fantastic job. We're back in 15 seconds.
Hey San Antonio teens, are you looking for ways to share your voice, creativity, and ideas on ways to positively impact the community? Become a Project Worth Teen Ambassador. For more information, visit our website or call 210-207-8850.
After the play, personal foul, laid in out of bounds, 28 in the kicking team, 15-yard penalty, end of the play.
Late hit, and it took a toll on one of the female trainers over there. Hope she's okay. She's up, smiling. She's tough. She's all right.
Got a story for the rest of the week. Well done, young lady.
Our Moonlight Ballroom smile and Conference Center smile cam, and she's totally smiling. She's having a fun time. They put numbers in front of her face, like how many fingers do I have? Yeah. All right, so because of that penalty, Sotomayor has it near midfield here with only 11 seconds to go, but they do have 2 timeouts if they want to dial it up for one of their speedy receivers. Fine has shown he can sling it here tonight. Does that one, and he overthrew his intended receiver.
Again, the heat is just relentless at this point. Toll-free, barreling in. I mean, it seems like they've got somebody coming clean every single play. Nobody doesn't have a chance to set their feet, no matter who's back there, and try to deliver the ball on time.
6 seconds to go. Likely the last play of the half, as Evan Fine, the junior, lines up at quarterback with Cameron Grady behind him, and then 3 wides to the right-hand side. A little Hail Mary action here. Or a little bubble screen. And that's the end of the first half. Darrell Bacon on the reception, going nowhere because of the pursuit of that Brennan defense that was dominant most of this half.